DIYers, what's going on? Mike Boris with the Mike Boris channel. Thank you for watching. Hey, we're talking jet skis today, and in the event that your jet ski gauge or instrument continues to say low oil, we're going to talk about some common causes. Let's take a look. DIYers, here we are at the workstation, and this is my mom and dad's jet ski in-house for the winter for DIY repair videos. Wife approved. And just a heads up, I did get the green light from the wife to bring the jet ski in the house for all of the DIY repair videos, but I did not get the green light to ever start it while it's inside. So as we work through all of our DIY repair videos for the winter, try not to ask me why I didn't start the engine in the house. I didn't get approved for it. However, this is why we're here. In the event that you continue to get that annoying low oil signal on your instrument and you don't know why, we're going to talk about some common causes. And from here, what we'll do is carefully remove the seats. And coming back to our back latch or aft seat latch, I want to show you something right here. There's our latch right there. And you'll notice no screaming, screeching, or squealing sounds or any unfriendly sounds on that latch because we've got it properly lubricated. And in the event that you do not lubricate your latch, well, unfortunately, over time, it's going to stiffen up and, even worse, break. And that is not what you want. However, if that happens, we got you covered. Down below is a link on not only how to properly lubricate your latch, but in the event that one breaks, we'll show you how to fix it. Let's remove the seats. And we did just that. As you can see, both seats are removed. We even removed this little plastic storage insert that goes right there. And there are our forward and aft seats. And coming inside the hall, here is our battery. And on the left-hand side, this big jug or tank here, that's our fuel tank. And to the right of it is our little oil tank. And again, we're going to talk about why you're getting that annoying low oil signal on your instrument. And a few common causes. Coming down below, you've got a rubber seal that feeds out of the tank and into this hose. This hose feeds into your little oil filter right there. Let me get a better view of it as shown right there. And DIYers, in the event that you have a clogged or very old oil filter, you definitely want to replace that because if that gets clogged, well, guess what? Even if you have the proper amount of oil inside the system and it is properly mixing with the fuel, because in our case, we've got a 2-stroke engine and it mixes together, well, you are going to get that low oil signal on your instrument. And down below is a step-by-step video link on how to replace that filter. DIYers, that is a very easy and friendly fix. Might get a little oil on your hands, but that's okay. So again, that's common cause number 1, that oil filter. And again, feeding inside the front portion of the hull to our oil tank. And coming further back in, that part right there is your oil sensor. And you can see some electrical wiring. Let me give you a better view of it right there, as well as the blue wiring. And the way that goes in to the top portion of our plastic tank, unfortunately you can see our tank is really dirty. We should clean that up. However, back to the oil sensor. That sensor actually is lowered inside the oil tank and inside the oil and creates the signal on your oil quantity. And in the event that you, again, have the proper amount or quantity of oil inside your tank, but you're continuing to get that low oil signal in your instrument, it is very likely that you have a faulty and needing to be replaced sensor. And DIYers, we are just shy of replacing that sensor, and the replacement video link is scrolling above. So in the event that you are interested in replacing that part, aka your oil quantity sensor and electrical harness that feeds all the way back to the connection point right there, definitely check out that link. We will show you exactly how to replace that the proper and safe way. So again, that's common cause number 2, and DIYers, I will be honest with you, common cause number 1 is the most likely cause, and that is a old clogged or dirty filter. However, the oil quantity sensors do fail. So if you've owned your jet ski for 10 years and you have never replaced that part, chances are it's time to replace it. So I wanted to show you that. In addition, feeding back, you see a big yellow hose clamped to the further back portion of the tank. Well, that feeds all the way up to the starboard side oil cap right here. And turning it counterclockwise, you can remove this cap, and that's where we pour our oil. Again, we have a 2-stroke engine. Here's where the oil goes, and here's where the fuel goes. I'll close that. And back inside the engine to that sensor, as you see right there. And what I want to do right now is hop over to the workbench and show you a schematic view of our exact serial number service manual part. Here we are, starboard side of the jet ski coming to the workbench, and we have been busy. We've got brand new ignition coils already installed. There's the old ones. We got a brand new starter already installed, brand new spark plugs and wires installed, brand new start stop little cap, and behind that cap right there is what's called your start stop switch. And if you're ever experiencing starting issues, well, you might have a worn out push button right here that's behind that little start stop cap. I wanted to show you that. There's what ours looks like. And DIYers, I've said this a million times, anytime you're working on your jet skis or boat or whatever, car, always reference your exact serial number service manual. You don't want to make any mistakes. And here's our battery feeding back to our electrical box, plugs, wires, engine, starter, etc. And here's that little footstep in the back of the jet ski, the deck pads, and more. Here's our fuel system, the fuel tank, fuel control module, fuel injector. However, here's what we're looking at. Here is our oil system here. And in reference to the engine, there is the little oil filter that we just talked about inside the hull. And if you remember, I mentioned it comes out of a little rubber fitting on the bottom portion of the tank itself and makes its way into that filter via a oil line and into the engine. However, on the top portion of the tank itself, there it is, the oil quantity sensor. And once removed, you've got this hole inside the top portion of the tank, and then you've got a rubber seal, and then you've got a large white sensor probe on the bottom portion of the part itself that connects onto the shaft and feeds up to the rubber fitting and electrical connection points, and then into the wires, and then all the way back to the respectful connection point that I was mentioning. So again, if you've owned your jet ski for many years and you have never replaced that sensor, well, it might be your cause. And again, we've got you covered on how to replace that. And in addition, there's that yellow hose that we were talking about clamped onto this portion of the tank, feeding up to our little cap here where we pour our oil into. So when you look at it like this, not a lot going on, really. You got your tank, you got a sensor, you got a couple fittings, a couple lines, a filter, and then you've got the engine, and you've got the access point or cap and hole where you feed the oil into the tank. So I wanted to show you that. Here we are back port side of the jet ski. And before anything, what I recommend is disconnecting the black negative cable from your battery and leaving disconnected for about 30 minutes, allowing your MPEM system to reset. And that might help your issue or alleviate that low oil quantity on your gauge here. However, next common cause is a faulty gauge, and DIYers, I will be honest, that's very unlikely. These OEM gauges last a very long time. However, if you bought the jet ski recently and you do not have your OEM instrument gauge on here, in other words, there is an aftermarket one on there, well, it might have already failed, or it might not actually be compatible with your MPEM computer and your oil quantity sensor, as we've been talking about. So just want to mention that. That is a common cause, but unlikely. However, from here, what we'll do is resecure the seats. And we did just that. Seats are resecured. And here is the next project. Check this out. There is our brand new protective cover that goes right on our little step here. Look at that. This thing has taken a beating. Dry rotted, cracked, ripped, begging for replacement. And we put our foot here, grab a hold of right here, pull ourselves up on the jet ski, and the rest is history. We go have fun. However, again, that will be brand new and replaced. And that link will be down below as well. In addition, one more link, this little spring-loaded latch. Those break over time, and they are easy to fix. We show you how to do that. Again, we hope this helps. As always, hey, do us a favor. Below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. Would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.